Hi dear friends, have you watched any of those videos online about people quitting their 9-to-5 jobs, being able to work on flexible terms and earn money as freelancers while living in a beautiful villa and learning how to surf? It seems like it's impossible to enjoy life with having a regular 9-to-5 job. I do have a regular 9-to-5 job and I'm still enjoying life. So in this video, I'll share 5 tips of how I still enjoy life while having a 9-to-5 job. To be very honest with you, I caught myself watching these videos and romanticizing about what I would do if I were a freelancer. In the beginning, that was very nice because I was daydreaming about the things that I aspire to. But after a while, I felt really bad actually because I felt like I'm missing out. The reality is the following. I wake up in the morning, I need at least half an hour to get prepared for work and prepare the food. I walk to work about 30 minutes, then I spend 8 hours at work if I don't stay longer, and then I need additional half an hour to go back home and an additional half an hour to just get a rest after work. So when you calculate it, I spend like 11 hours during the day dedicated to work. That made me appreciate the time that I have left. And here I would like to share 5 tips on how I enjoy life fully even though I have a regular job. Okay, so the first tip is rise early, at least most of the time. I was definitely not an early riser 2 years ago. I would rather stay up all night studying or finishing up a project than rising early in the morning. However, everything changed when I started winter hiking. Many people ask me, how do you do it? Well, I believe everybody needs a trigger. For me, as I told you, it was winter hiking. So when we would go up on the mountains in winter time, we often have to wake up at 3 or 3:30 in the morning, have something as a snack, and then drive for an hour until the starting point and enjoy the hike until it gets dark. So because I was consistently doing this every single weekend, my body naturally wanted to sleep at around 10 p.m. and wake up early at around 5 or 6 a.m. And I cannot tell you enough how much my life got better quality than before by rising early. So when I wake up early, I have the time to do some yoga, to read, to run 5K with my partner, to make something for breakfast, and just have an additional time before I go to work. Which sounds crazy, right? It sounds like you're having half a day for yourself while you're having an hour and a half or maybe 2 just before you go to work. I know that rising early is a big thing on the internet, and I see a lot of videos of people who are trying to show what their life looks like in the morning. And sometimes it makes you feel a bit bad because, to be honest, I also don't rise early every single morning. It's okay to give yourself a break. Sometimes we go out, sometimes we go to festivals, we stay up later than 10 p.m. of course. And of course I don't wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. the next day, but it's worth it because I feel good. Okay, so tip number 2 is notice the little things. This is the easiest one to do, and if I have to pick one out of the 5 that I'm going to mention, I am definitely picking this one because it's easy to do, you can do it anywhere, at any time, and at no cost. Actually, none of the things that I'm going to mention are at some cost, but anyway. This is actually mindfulness or attuning, as some would say, and I'm sure that there are many theories and many books about this. So this is practicing mindfulness. When I go to work, for example, I notice the clouds, I notice the weather, I notice the smells around me, I notice which type of insects I see. You see insects every day, I'm sure. I notice animals that I see, like cats and dogs, sometimes horses. I notice what the trees are like, if it's springtime, what it smells like. Definitely I notice people, I notice how they drive. I wonder how their lives are. I wonder what kind of problems they have and things like this. So you would be really surprised how fast the time passes by when you do this. And it makes you be in the moment, which is precious. Tip number 3, fill the gray time slots. I'm not sure if gray time slots is a terminology, but I just invented it. This goes for things like cooking, cleaning, vacuuming, walking, whatever you do that you would rather switch to do something interesting. So if you're like me, you would rather go for a hike than, for example, clean all day. However, If you do these things that I'm going to tell you, you would actually enjoy the process more and you would feel much more productive. So what I'm talking about is listening to podcasts, listening to music, listening to audiobooks, sending a voice message to your friends, listening to a voice message from your friends while while you do these things. So for example, oftentimes when I go to work, I listen to some of my favorite podcasts, and of course they take more than half an hour, which is what takes me to go to work. But then I'm really looking forward to listening to the other half an hour when I go back. I'm interested how much you're doing of this while you're walking or being in the train or bus or cooking or whatever. So let me know. Tip number 4 is use the weekends and extend them whenever possible. I know a lot of people that use the weekends to clean the house or run errands, and I'm not saying this is not good. However, you can do this after work. Remember the previous tip, so you learn how to enjoy these things more. Instead, I think we should use weekends for ourselves, for our interests and hobbies, for our family and friends. And that's how we improve the quality of our life. For example, during the weekend, I usually like to go hiking. And if you're like me and if you like hiking, you know that it takes a lot of time. Usually it takes from 8 to 12 hours if you want to do a longer hike, which means that you're basically losing one day of your week and you have a feeling that you don't have the time to do anything else. However, if you organize yourself better, if you do the errands after work, you are going to be able to enjoy your hike or whatever activity that you're in. Another important aspect for me with regards to the weekends is to physically distance myself. So when I'm able to travel at least to a near village or a town or even outside of the country to another country, I feel like I'm leaving my problems behind. And yes, they will be waiting for me when I come back, but I will be more fresh and capable to solve them when I go back. And a third important aspect, which is in the title of this tip, is extending the weekends. Here in Macedonia, we have about 10 non-working days, which are holidays, and usually they're on Mondays or Fridays. If you don't have this in your country, just take another extra day from your annual leave and enjoy it. You will have 3 instead of 2 days, and 1 full day extra is a lot. This is something that actually I think helped me the most improve the quality of my life. So please try it and let me know how it goes for you. Tip number 5 is the most obvious one, and it's physical activity and healthy food. Yes, I know everybody talks about this, but there is a reason for it. Well, I find myself craving for healthy food after my exercise. I'm sure you're not craving carrots when you've spent the whole day watching TV, for example. Sports and healthy food are correlated, and I think it's easier to first decide to do sports and then try to eat healthy, because if you just try to eat healthy and then do sports, it's just a bit harder to do. Trust me, just do a 30-minute exercise and you will see that you will want to eat something healthy. Well, friends, for the end, I would like to know more about you. What do you do to improve the quality of your life? How do you fill in the available spots before and after work and during the weekends if you have a 9-to-5 or a regular job? I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!